Any comments for our guests?
Hafsa A on YouTube says, court is not emotion. No matter how glaring the case, you must be able to prove it. That is why the statue is blindfolded. You can't see what you're seeing, only what you are able to defend.
Yes, the 25% for the FCT for me was something I wanted cleared. But I'm also asking if this is being challenged and they're looking towards Supreme Court, is it that the tribunal was not clear enough on this for them? Or are there any loopholes that could make the interpretation?
You see, for this kind of thing, especially in this part of the world, we don't we don't just accept defeat at times. You understand? Until we get there. But on the issue of that interpretation of, FCT and all that, I can tell you that even like the tribunal said, there is no distinction between votes. Votes in Lagos State is not superior to the votes in Ondo. The votes in Kogi is not superior to the votes in Abuja. So if you are now elevating Abuja to be, he must score, the constitution said 25 for two-thirds. Now, two-thirds of 25, rather, of the 36 states. Now, 25% of two-thirds of the states. Now, if you are now saying it must be Abuja, specifically when he has met it in other states, means you are making Abuja to be, to have assumed another dimension, to have reached a kind of pedestal that is higher than other, or that the votes in Abuja are more superior to other votes of the
Let me take this call from Muhyiddin, calling from Abuja. Thanks for calling, Muhyiddin.
Thank you. Good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
I think I want to commend the industry of Justice of Supreme Court. Of course, was yesterday. They really dissected and.
I'm having difficulty hearing you, Muhyiddin. Could you speak louder, please? Hello, Muhyiddin. Okay, the gentleman that stood up in court, what was exactly his issue? What was the...
You see, it's a very funny one. Unfortunately, he's a very senior lawyer. Although you see, he apologized at the end of this, one of the most celebrated lawyers around. When judgment is being given, in fact, what they do, the practice, you can't enter again, and you can't go out. So if you are not ready, you don't come in. Once the judge starts to read this judgment, because you don't just distract. In fact, they will shut you down. If you want to come in, most of the time when they are delivering the judgment, they close the door. Those who have entered cannot go out. Those who are inside, they are there. You understand? So by you can't. I have never seen it before.
Wow.
In fact, I'm seeing it for the first time.
Wow.
You understand? It's a huge, blunder. It's a huge blunder. I have never seen it as young as I am. Yes, you can't.
How long did they read the judgment for?
Yeah, they read it for 12 hours, 30 minutes.
They read that, so you are not allowed to go in and come out.
This is the thing. This election matter. I have seen a situation whereby if they stand up there and go inside and come back, they will say they have gone to doctor the judgment. I have seen it before, where something happened and the judges sat, they took one or two cases, they went back, they came back and took another case. They now delivered the governorship and later. The next thing people were saying was that they went and rewrote the thing. You understand? When they are giving the judgment, like the man who says is confused, that is why there's appeal. You go there after the judgment has been completed, you say, my Lord, we thank you. In fact, you have to thank them. Whether you lose or you lose, it's only some cultures are creeping into our practice. Whether you have lost or you have won, you will stand up and say, thank you, my Lord, for the judgment. You have to appreciate them. We can see what they have done. Justice Ugo was saying that the quote and unquote favored candidate scored, less than one, certain percentage of this thing in the East. And in Lagos, they also want that if there is anybody who is lucky, it should be the Labour Party and all that. And that INEC must be a bad manipulator for them to have made their favored candidate to lose in some of those states, even in their own state. So those are the things that are there. They are very complex. Election matter is very complex.
One of the core things that the opposition parties were trying to prove was that INEC promised that the IREV would transmit results electronically.
Yes.
It might not be in your act, as they're saying, but the guidelines provided by INEC, shouldn't that have held for something in this case?
You see, let me tell you, man, some of these things, yes, INEC said it, but the law gave them the power, the latitude to bring rules. They can change the rule away. They have brought out the guidelines. Now, if they have discovered some errors or that the machine put in place is not working or was not working or functioning not very well as they thought, or that some of their members, if they have been compromised or there are some logistical issues, do you mean they should still go on and use the same thing? It may be worse than where we are now. So they still have the right to say, oh, we are not doing it this way. We are doing it this way. That latitude cannot be changed. The power to mar and to make lies with them. That is why the returning officer, another person cannot declare, like on that day, if the chairman of INEC should just say, oh, I'm not declaring the result, heaven will not fall. Because the Lord gave him the power. He must be the one to say the last word. That, oh, you are the winner or you are the loser. People don't know. Nobody can come and do the job for him. There will be an issue. So those are the things. We don't do it, but we like to criticize more in this part of the world.
This really makes me, I mean, I really appreciate that. Mariam said it earlier, but I didn't really catch it. But I think now I'm even appreciating lawyers a bit more based on all this. It's just interesting to
Better appreciate Nima.
Appreciate Nima better.
Sure.
But yeah, so we're going to be going on a break. But let me take a few comments on social media before we run about. I think in a nutshell, I mean, how would you therefore advise Nigerians to take this judgment, you know, going forward? Because many Nigerians
to those who are not satisfied, in every contest, there must be a loser and there must be a winner. And if it's not your turn today, don't be angry. And some things are sacrosanct. Even in America, they found the case of Bush and Gore. They found a lot of lapses in the decision, but they could not nullify the election. 3 of the judges abstained. They wrote a minority judgment saying that the election was not okay and all that. But still, they didn't nullify. With my little evidence, I think it's only in Kenya some time ago that nullified the presidential election. A lot of things follow. You know, it can lead to coup, it can lead to anything. Except when there is enough reason. Like in Barr and INEC in 2007, 3 justices out of 7, they nullified the election. 4 upheld it. So that is to teach INEC some lesson that you are not doing well here. You have to work hard to make sure that this thing is good next time. So that's what you see every election year, or the INEC has been reviewing their laws, its law, so that it can work perfectly to the system. But the issue of electronic voting, I wouldn't think whether we are mature for it yet. Even like we are saying here, my association, the Nigeria Association, who claim or we believe we are the most learned, we have conducted 2 elections on electronic voting. We are still in court today. The first one is still in court. The second one is still in court.
Imagine.
People say they rigged it. They will say by 12 o'clock we are seeing very party votes. By 4 o'clock, some deluge of vote will just come in. We have seen it. So if they can't do it with the NBA, lawyers, NBA, in court. Now let us come and see Nigeria.
Sorry, talking about NBA. Recently, you guys have been trending. First of all, you bought Pasuma. Is it Pasuma?
Yeah.
Portable. To your party. Were you there? I mean,
I was there, yeah.
Did you enjoy the...
No. It's like there's this guy, one posh guy, very, you know, clean guy. He said, even I myself, with my status as a musician, I am not qualified to play in that kind of gathering. You understand? No, he was one of the old stars. Okay. But I think it's the height of it is unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate to do that because, like, I think you were the one that said it. Oh, I think you're the one. About, it's not a liberal profession. That's all. It's either you fit in or you are not. In law school, you dare not wear a skirt that is not below your knee. Yes. And you see people, you know, religiously following it. If you want to wear native, it must be with cap. They allow native, but it must be with cap, properly dressed. So it's a very serious, you know, you can't see a business card color everywhere.
But maybe they wanted you to just let down your hair. Maybe think about removing the wig or something.
Well,
it
was funny. People did find it funny. People started driving out, you know, in anger. A lot of them.
It was an embarrassment.
It is. You believe that?
Did you live in anger?
I didn't even stay for 1 minute after.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it's not worth it because what message is it passing? If I were to be without you know, dressing you in borrowed robes, if it were to be the day of Fela and Nikulapo and they brought him, he used to pass message. You understand? We can pick 1 or 2 things there. Lucky Dube or something, or people even in Nigeria, fast, and the rest of them, we can see. We understand. We are not demarketing anybody, however, but everybody has a brand. Everybody has a brand that he stands for. Others have a brand that lawyers stand for something, but they fell for another thing. That is just the truth of the
Thank you.
matter.
Start to ask that question. Let me let you go.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you. We just
Thank
need some
you very much.
clarity on the tribunal, shed some light. But it's always good for us to hear from professionals like you.
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much. It's a pleasure.
Okay, let's go on our break. When we return, we're going to our regular Thursday gist. I think we have one small family gist to just jump in. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.